Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Jackson, licensed professional counselor here, and I decided to review Will Smith's docu-series or mini docu-series, Shape of My Life. I watched it and I was like, "Ooh, it's got some good material Will Smith has given us." I thought it was really profound. Not a lot of people allow us to see behind their curtain. And I really thought that this was very powerful, and I was like, ooh, let's do a review. So this is what I'm doing. Before we get started, of course, feel free to subscribe to my channel as I do reviews of things that gather, inspiration, and also have other videos alike. So let's get into it. Episode 1. Okay, so episode 1 starts off as January 1 of 2021, and he sets this goal. First he takes this picture, this video that goes viral of him with this, dad bod, and that he's in the worst shape of his life. And of course, everyone is empathizing with him because this is after almost a year into the pandemic, and most people have, put on extra pounds. One to comfort, and one because they're bored. And oftentimes when you're bored, you eat. That's just the name of the game. So he set this lofty goal to lose 20 pounds in 20 days and to finish his memoir, his book, at the same time. So as we started out with this series, I just noticed the observation for me. I noticed just like the amount of pressure that Will Smith puts on himself is like intense. He's very, very intentional man, rightfully so, to be as successful as he is. And so you definitely saw this in this episode where he is, starting this weight loss journey and doing the most to get these results. So he's dealing with some writer's block. He's not feeling well, and that's what kind of pushes him to do this. He said he's doing this on camera to keep him accountable, to hold him accountable. He knows that he's using his Achilles heel. He knows that once he's on camera, he's going to perform, right? And so he's like, if I do this on camera, I'm going to meet my goal. I'm going to reach it because I'm not going to let the world see me fail. That's not that's not going to happen. That's not an option for him. And so he uses that knowledge about himself in order to hold him accountable to reach this very lofty goal. All right. So he looks at his body, though. He looks at his body after he weighs himself. He's 221 pounds, and he says it is a tragedy. He uses a lot of negative language and results of his body in this dad bod. He said he went from I am legend to I am luggage. So he's using a lot of humor, I think, to get through. And his therapist talked about it. He uses humor as his first language. And so if you have watched my video on IFS therapy, which is internal family systems, if you haven't, check it out. But it definitely seems like humor is a protector, a manager part that helps him to maintain control. He knows that he can use this funny to keep people entertained, and even to help lighten his shame and embarrassment that he's feeling about being overweight on camera and showing this process in the book and all of the like, right? So he's doing that now. When he was doing his book camp with his children, and he was reading the first chapter, he said he was, very, very frightful as a child, and remembers being afraid most of the time. And my heart went out to him because I just couldn't imagine what that would be like, being fearful as a child, like throughout your childhood, and using laughter and using humor as a way to survive that fear. That's like powerful. I could break that down. Woo! right there, that's a lot. But he's learned that to use the humor to keep everyone happy, to keep and protect himself from danger, from emotional pain, and so that's how we get this beloved character that we know as Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or the many characters in his movies, to be are birthed out of how he survived as a child, through being afraid and being fearful. And so his personal trainer is just discussing all their regimens that they're going through, and his personal trainer even said that his life is never in balance. And I thought that was just a profound statement to mention. I think at times balance can be a lofty goal for us, and at the same time, though, for your life to never be in balance, has to be quite the quite exhaustive, quite draining, because it seems like Will Smith is always on, and he's always pushing himself to be the best at all times. It's like so much pressure. That seems very, very, very exhausting. I have a lot of compassion for him, for putting that pressure to entertain, to be perfect, to be strategizing. He talked about another manager part, that has to always be out thinking, like, and strategizing the next step. And you see that with his career. I mean, that is why the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I think, was like when he was 19, and now he's in his 50s, and he's still, whether he's controversial or not, he's still relevant. And so he's had to strategize to get to this place. So he is pushing and pushing it, and that's just like you think about methodical, that's a lot of mind work. It's a lot of active mind work that he has to be doing all the time. And even humor, that's a lot of active mind work. His brain is like on overload. It's exhaustive. It seems very exhaustive. But that's just observations of things that I saw from watching this first episode. Now, the week 2, he weighs in and he gains a pound. Now, he said it was a failure and started using a lot of negative self-talk. I mean, he said stupid so many times I lost count. He was just like, the stupid and the stupid. And he went to his past self. There was a mannequin of the Men in Black, Will Smith, and he was like, this man thinks I'm disgracing his legacy. And I was just like, whoo, this is just a pound. And really, for people who know, like, he's working out, so what he probably did was just gain muscle. But he really, really, like, logically couldn't get there. He did, like, reframe it, like, somewhat at the end. But it was a struggle for him. It was a struggle to accept this 1 pound gain. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. But it's just my reaction and response. I really, really have a lot of compassion for Will Smith for allowing us to see all of him. It takes great bravery to do that. And it's also a great learning tool for all of us, to know, like, the power of vulnerability and how allowing yourself to be free from shame and to work through your shame can truly be beneficial and help you get in the best shape of your life. So stay tuned. Of course, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace.